How I trust in the Lord. Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 7 and 8, as well as Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5, verses of the day. Hi, I'm T-Mal, T-M-A-L, the messenger and light. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hit the subscribe button and leave a comment to let me know you're here. If you're already a part of this ministry, welcome back. Y'all already know how we do. So now, at this point, I want to give everybody a moment or two to grab their Bibles so we can read together. Everybody grab a Bible and turn to Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 7 and 8. I give y'all a minute to do that. Hope everyone is in good spirits right now. Hope everyone is in good health right now. Hope everyone understands that God is still in control. Yes, God is in control. Trust God. And that's what this is about today. These verses are verses that you can read when you need to reassure yourself that you can trust God. And what comes with trusting God. When you trust God, God opens more doors than you could ever imagine. When you trust God, God blesses you when you're not even expecting it. When you trust God, God blesses you with things you didn't even pray for. Trusting God is important. Now, it takes faith to trust God. And God said he wants us to have faith just the size of a mustard seed. If you got that much faith, yeah, you're on the right path. Keep trusting God. Now, Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 7 reads, "Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit." Now, let's start from the beginning. It said, "Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope is the Lord." Now, again, like I always tell y'all, when it say the man, it's talking about mankind. So it's not just talking about a man physically, it's talking about man and woman. So it say, "Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope is the Lord." Now, to elaborate on it, it's saying blessed, meaning being filled with God's divine benefits. Okay? Whose trust is the Lord. That means to only trust in God. Only trust in God motivates your confidence and obedience in times of crisis. Yes. Yes. And then you see the part where it said, "For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters." What this means is, tree planted by the water, settled with resources no matter what happens. That means if you trust in the Lord, you have the faith to trust in the Lord. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. It doesn't matter what's going on around you. You will not be moved. Nothing can harm you. Nothing can move you. When you're planted, when your feet are planted from trusting God. Planted in the trust of the Lord and his comfort, knowing that you're secure, you're safe. No harm should come near you. It said planted, settled with resources no matter what happens. A perfect contrast to the shrub in the desert. Yes, yes. So it doesn't matter what the weather is, doesn't matter what kind of, if the water overflows, it doesn't matter how strong the wind is blowing, it doesn't matter if it's debris flying in the wind, you will not be moved. Planted, secure, protected. God got you. Now that's Jeremiah 7 and 8. So now we're going to go to Proverbs. We're going to go to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Okay, so we at Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. And it says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Wow. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. Now, what this means is you trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord is necessary for fulfilling any of the wise ways of life taught in Proverbs. Trusting the Lord is closely connected to fearing him. Yes. You should only fear God. That's it. Don't fear man. Don't fear what man can do to you. Your only fear should be God. That's it. He's the Almighty. Trust in the Lord is necessary for fulfilling any of the wise ways of life. Remember that. Okay? Then it says, with all your heart. It said, trust in the Lord with all your heart. So with all your heart indicates that trust goes beyond intellectual assent to a deep reliance on the Lord, a settled confidence in his care and his faithfulness to his word. So it goes from just being a psychological thing or a mental thing when you say with all thy heart. Now you're putting your heart, your spirit, your soul into trusting God, into believing in him. And that's when he elevates you. That's when you go up. That's when you rise. That's when you keep getting better and better. And people wonder how you keep doing it. That's because you keep trusting God with all your heart. And it says, do not lean on your own understanding. Okay? Do not lean on your own understanding. Further explains trusting in the Lord. One's understanding in Proverbs is his perception of the right course of action. The wise will govern themselves by what the Lord himself declares, and will not set their own finite and often mistaken understanding against his. So that's what it means to say, do not lean on your own understanding, because God's ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. The way we think about things is what gets us end up in the situation we find ourselves in. Because see, we thinking wrong. We thinking like the flesh. We thinking from a place of anger at times. We thinking from a place of sadness. We thinking from a place of weakness. We thinking from a place of jealousy at times in our lives. But see, those are not the thoughts of the Lord. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. So therefore, do not lean on your own understanding, but on the understanding of his word. As I tell everybody in my ministry, and if you're not a part of my ministry, if you're watching this on TikTok or something and you're not a part of my YouTube ministry, you should join the ministry, the messenger and light. I will enlighten you on everything that you need on this path, this dark path that needs to be lightened. Do not lean on your own understanding, but on the word of the Lord. Trust God and his word. As I tell everyone in my ministry, the word Bible stands for basic instruction before leaving earth. Basic instruction before leaving earth. Read your instructions. Understand them. Accept them. And you shall be fine. If you feel led by the Spirit to sow a seed of faith or a donation to this ministry for me to pray over, the ministry Cash App is in the description. There's also a super thanks button on your screen if you don't use Cash App. No amount is too small in the eyes of God or in my eyes. And as I always tell you, God loves you, and so do I. Love yourselves, chosen ones and people of God. God bless.